exactly 1 week to my birthday week. So we are steadily moving on the 29 days, 29 lessons till the 29th from my tablet 22. Sorry, I'm sorry again. It's exactly 1 week till my birthday. We are steadily moving through the 29 lessons till the 29th from my turbulent 2's. Now, if you've not got the recap, go and watch the other 2 videos, because duh. Anyway, I'm recapping a couple of lessons I learned through my tablet adult 2's. And they were interesting. You can learn from them, you can relate to them, you can share them, whatever it is. All I'm asking you to do is follow me on this platform, which is Conversations with Kanya Mozi. Subscribe, ring a bell. I want to thank Net Studios. If you have liked any of my outfits, they're all Oboniire. I am dressed by my brand, so go ahead and check us out and shop with us. Now, let's get into it. So the first C was on career, the second C is on cash, and the third C is on community. Yeah, so if you know me, you know I love my people, I love my friends, I love anyone who I interact with very, very much. But also I learn lessons from being present with them and existing with them and growing with them. So they definitely had to feature on the lessons that I've learned through my turbulent 2's. Number 1, create room for growth. Like in all your friendship, let there be growth. Yeah, let there be growth of your thought processes. Let there be growth of the stages you are existing in your life. Let there be intellectual and emotional growth. Like, grow each other. Like, you can't be in the same. Yes, I've been friends with a couple of people who I met when I was 12, so 10 years ago. And through those years, if we're still talking about crushes, and that's just our jazz, like that's just our KB. There's no, oh, what you gonna do with your career? Oh, what are you, like, I'm not saying be fake deep, but you get the vibes. Like, let there be growth within your relations, let there be growth within the conversations people can have with you. You grow yourself so they can grow themselves, but also like support each other's growth, if that makes any sense. I've said a lot of growth, but you get the vibe, you get the feel of what I'm trying to communicate. Let there be notable, oh, wow, you know. My best friend, we'll be celebrating 11 years this year, and this year we just sat and we're like, last year rather, we sat and we're like, wow, we've actually grown through this friendship. Like, we've grown through being present for each other, we've gone through learning each other, we've gone through loving each other. Like, you can see, wow, you know, we facilitated each other's where we are from where we were. And it's so nice. Like, it's generally nice when you can see, oh, we started out here. You get no shame to like any status, but you understand what I mean. So number 16, that was number 15. Number 16 is have hard conversations. Sometimes we run away from hard conversations with the people we call friends, especially because we're like, oh my God, what if they don't like me again? Oh my God, what if the friendship ends? Guys, if the friendship is gonna end, it's gonna end. It just ends sooner if you have the conversation. But have hard conversations. Say, I don't like this, or maybe you should do this, or maybe you should change this. Guys, my friends have had conversations with me. They call me out. I remember having a phone call with someone. I called them just to ask them for a small thing. Manange, that guy decided to give me the lecture of my life. And a couple of weeks later, I'm just like, wow, like I needed that. I needed that. And if that person said, I'm not going to tell her about it, then I wouldn't have got what I got from that conversation. But have hard conversations, have had conversations towards their character, obviously like in a nice way, because when you love people, find ways to relay messages in the best way possible, right? But you want to see them grow, you want to see them better, you want to see them heal, you want to see them improve. So you have to have the hard conversations, whether it's between your relationships or it's personal. Have hard conversations. I've enjoyed it, having hard conversations with my friends, and them coming back to me and saying, oh yeah, because we talked about this, I saw this, and I've improved on this, and this has changed, and I'm so happy we had that conversation. I have said the same thing to people in my life who have shared and had conversations with me. The more you run away from it, it doesn't get any better, so you'd rather have that conversation today. Number 17, learn to be vulnerable. I say this as a hyper-independent firstborn sitting on my crown and my throne. I honestly hated the thought of telling people my feelings. Like, it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. Sounds like simp behavior. I'm not doing that. But the year when we made 10 years, one of the things I shared with my best friend is me being able to be vulnerable with her and her being able to be vulnerable with me created a deeper love bond between us, because now we knew parts of ourselves that we were hiding away because we didn't want to be vulnerable. And I sort of like, I keep saying Pearl is the reason why I'm a good friend to other people. If I'm a bad friend to you, man, it's not Pearl's fault. But the reason I'm a good friend to other people is because of my relationship with Pearl. She was my first understanding of what friendship is, of what loving someone who's not in your family is, but becomes your family. So whatever I learned with my relationship with Pearl, and then I practice in other friendships, just makes those friendships so much better. So learn to be vulnerable, and then that's how you get closer, you understand the people better, you learn each other, you know how to love each other because you have shared in your vulnerability. Me telling my friends in my vulnerability that, guys, I don't like you when you say things will get better. I know. Give me serious reasons. Now I can tell them when I have a problem and they can find solutions for me. Shout out to Tracy. Number 18, you are bound to hurt someone or fight. Yeah, like that's just something you have to learn. When you're interacting with people, when you have relationships with people, when you are in community with people, you are bound to hurt someone and you're bound to fight. It's just human nature. What you need to learn from that is how you come out of those fights and you come out of that hurt. You can't say, we've been friends for like 10 years and we've never ever hurt each other. No, that's not possible. It's just, how do we communicate that? We come from different homes, we come from different places, we have different traumas, we have different manners, basically. And because of that, sometimes they're going to clash. And sometimes when they clash, they'll leave a bruise. But how can we move from that? How can we heal from that? And I was listening to a podcast, Wisdom and Wellness, you should check it out, I really like it. And they said, even in those relationships, when you hurt someone, doesn't mean they've healed completely and now you go back to the way you are. No, you just grow from where you've hit the bump. Does that make any sense? Yeah. No? Number 19, we all have separate paths and you should learn to honor that. This may not resonate with everybody, but it will resonate with a couple of people. I am those hard-headed, strong, opinionated people. So I'm just like, but why are you doing that? You should do this. And somehow in my head, I think my way is the right way, right? And I have learned while being in community with a couple of my friends that we have separate paths. We have different ways. We view life. We want our life to perceive. And sometimes in my head, I might think generally my way is the best way, but it's the best way for me. It's not the best way for my friend. So what I needed to learn through the last year was that when they come to me, I don't give them a solution that works for Lisa. I give them a solution that works for them. And that comes with them being vulnerable and me being vulnerable and us learning each other and us understanding each other. And that's how that happens. Because if we don't, then we're not going to keep in community. But then I'm like, you just have to understand, people's lives are different. How can I love this person, they're still my friend. How can I be there in the difference of their life, right? That is number 19. Number 20, your people are your people. What's for me will be for me. Yeah, what's meant for me will come to me, those things. But now for people, your people are your people. You won't have to switch up. You won't have to change. You won't have to regulate parts of yourself to fit into them. Does that make sense? So through the last year, I met a couple of people. I met a lot of people. My friends call me Nsomba. Like, I collect a lot of friends. Like on that way, I'm just passing. Come. I'm just like picking petals to just put into this basket. And through that year, I found so many clashes because there's people who were just supposed to be my life, but we're not supposed to have the friend thing. It's not that they were bad people, it's just that I couldn't be my full self around them. And then I get hurt. But it's just that I didn't analyze that some people are just meant to be in my life for A, B, C, and D, and don't bring in new X, Y, Z. And there are people who take my whole alphabet, There are people who will see me as me in every single state that I exist in, and there are people who want to see me in only the filtered state. And it's not bad, it's just that I have to understand that my people are my people through thick and thin, and then there are people who are not. Just that, simple as that. And then number 21, people have seasons in your life. So last year, one of the friendships I made when I was in O-level, early high school, came to a pause. I don't know if it will come back, but it came to a pause. And I was like, so we're not going to be friends. But like, we had all this plan. So like, I will not be part of their, I won't know when they've made milestones anymore. I won't be able to celebrate them, you know, both publicly and internally. Like, there was a barrier that needed to be put in on both sides, because I'd hurt them, and then in turn, they had hurt me one way or another. And so like, completely, we had to put a wall in between, and that was hard. But people have seasons in your life, and the sun stops shining and the rain rains, and after that it's autumn for some people, and then it's winter, and then, you know, it's all of that. So just understanding that they have played their role, you have played their role, there's an abrupt end or not. People have seasons in your life. That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned. Anyway, those are we're now at lesson 21, turbulent 2's. 29 lessons till the 29th. My name is Lisa Kanyomozi Roboni, and this is Conversations with Kanyomozi, shot by Net Studios and dressed by Oboniire. Catch you next week.